Yo, what's up guys? RyGo here from MACkite. So I'm gonna do a first look at the Slingshot RPX, and I'm excited to do this video because I have been riding the RPM for well over a year now. So I had a 10, a 12, and a 14 in my quiver, and I've used that in every condition imaginable. Know that kite intimately, and I just got my hands on a 14 meter RPX, and I've had a few sessions on it now, and I do want to do a full video on this. I'll probably do a versus video comparing last year's RPM to the new RPX and where all the differences are. But I wanted to do a first look video because this is an exciting new kite and I know a lot of you out there want to know about it. So yeah, let's dive into this one. So with the RPX, right out of the gate, the kite doesn't seem to perform that much different. I mean, they're super close. The biggest thing that I noticed right away was it was lighter. So something new this year with Slingshot is I think they're trying to put lighter gear out. That's been their thing for a long time. Everything they make, super heavy duty, heavy feeling, bumpers everywhere, and they've kind of dialed back some of that with the weight. And it was noticeable, it was super noticeable. So I felt it in the bar right away. It seemed to have, at least in the conditions that I used, which were a little bit lighter, and it was a 14 meter, seemed to be somewhat lighter bar pressure, and I don't know how true that is once you get really powered up. The kite, I felt like it did turn faster, and this was noticeable in the lighter conditions. It was a lot easier to work that kite back to back with my old 14 meter RPM. So I think the biggest benefit here is having a lighter kite. It makes doing tricks and getting speed a lot easier. So if you're a freestyler, it's a lot easier to get board speed and kind of flick the kite up a little bit in those light winds for more air and height when you're doing things. And same thing if you're like a big air rider. I did send it and do some loops on the 14 underpowered, and I felt like as far as the loops, it pretty much looped just like the RPM, but it did seem to kind of be a bit easier on me because it was a faster kite. So yeah, that's just my take. 2 sessions so far, quasi underpowered, lighter wind, I don't remember exactly what it was, flat water. So I will get back to you with a full review, but for now my take is there are some improvements to the RPX. I think it is probably worth the upgrade. As of now, I think it's probably worth the upgrade, unless you can find like a killer deal on last year's model. Then that might be like a big considering factor, because if you can pick up last year's kite and it's gonna be a lot cheaper, why not? They're pretty close, but I do feel like there is some benefits. I don't know if I would go as far to say that it's a completely new kite though. I mean, they probably could have just called it the RPM, but I guess RPX, extra free ride, and the whole idea is the kite got a little more free ridey because they made it lighter. They made it lighter, they made it a little faster. But even talking with some of the team riders, from what I've heard and even what I've experienced in the light wind, it does seem to be a little better for freestyle as well, because I think it really just comes down to that speed. If you can work the kite, you can get more board speed, you can pop better. So yeah, I'll get back to you guys soon with a full versus video on these 2 kites. If you got any questions or anything you want to know, let me know in the comments. And if you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'll catch you next time.